हो गया रिकॉर्डिंग नहीं करनी क्या ओके. So is my board visible to you? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let us just try to solve this maximization problem. Okay. So maximize. ये लिख नहीं रहा है. Okay, it's writing. Maximize a function f of x, which is a function of two decision variables, minus x1 square minus x2 square plus 4x1 plus 4x2 minus 8, subject to the constraints that x1 plus x2 is x1 plus 2x2, sorry, x1 plus 2x2 is less than or equal to 4 and 2x1 plus x2 is less than or equal to 5. Okay, so this is the problem. So you have to find out the maximum of f of x. Okay, first of all we have to prove for Kuhn-Tucker conditions whether this function is concave, because it's a maximization problem, whether it is a concave or convex. So concave, how do we proceed first to prove that whether it is concave or not? What should we do? Hello? How can we prove that whether this function is a concave function or not?
To find the eigenvalues and from that.
Find out the eigenvalues of the Heisen and let me know what are the values. Do it. Let us see. So my decision variables, this vector is x1 and x2. So what are the eigenvalues you get? What are the values we eigenvalues we get for the Heisen Aryan sin E? Aryan sin E? Hello? Aryan sin E? Yes, just logged in and yes, just left. Arvin? Arvin? Is one more guy. These two I will make absent. Aryan Saini and Arvin. Anadi Vyas. Hello? Anadi Vyas. क्या हो रहा है? आदर्श दुबे. कोई है ही नहीं. अभिजीत सिंह.
Yes, sir.
Tell me what are the Hessian matrix and what is the eigenvalues you get?
Sir, eigenvalues -2, -2.
Okay, eigenvalues are -2, -2. So what can you say about now the objective function?
Sir, global maxima.
Galeta, make you just switch off your video, Galeta. Okay. So basically it is what is the type of function it is? Because the eigenvalues of the Hessian matrix is negative, all the eigenvalues, so it is a concave function. So you will have a maximum. It's a concave function. So then how do we convert this into unconstrained minimization problem or a maximization problem? What will be the Lagrangian for this? So first we have to convert this into an equality constraint. So how can we do it? We bring this 4 to this side, that becomes less than or equal to 0. So we can write it as x1 plus 2x2 minus 4 plus s1 square is equals to 0. Okay, and this one 2x1 plus x2 minus 5 plus s2 square is equals to 0. Okay, we have converted these two inequality constraints to the equality constraint. So now we will write now the Lagrangian of x, lambda and s is minus x1 square minus x2 square plus 4x1 plus 4x2 minus 8 minus lambda 1 times this one x1 plus 2x2 minus 4 plus s1 square minus lambda 2 times 2x1 plus x2 minus 5 plus s2 square is equals to 0. This is my, so what is the necessary condition now? Keshav, what will be the necessary condition? Keshav Bidavatka.
Yes, sir.
What is the necessary condition for to have a minimum or maximum? You have attended previous lectures, no?
Yes, sir. I have attended.
So tell me. Do you know or you don't know?
No, sir.
No. Very good. Keep it up. Rizul Bansal.
Yes, sir.
What should be the necessary condition? What should be the necessary condition, Rizul Bansal? Don't know. Astha Jyoti, are you present? Astha Jyoti. She's logged on, but Hiralal. Hiralal Yadav. Let's see how. Mukul Soni.
Sir.
So what is the necessary condition?
Sir, the partial derivative with respect to each variable should be 0.
So do it and tell me what are the values of x1, x2, lambda 1, lambda 2 you get.
Yes, sir.
All of you make this dou L by dou x1 equal to 0, dou L by dou x2 equal to 0, dou L by dou lambda 1 equal to 0, dou L by dou lambda 2 equal to 0, dou L by dou s1 equal to 0. Okay. And do it. Let us see what you get. What is dou L by dou x1 is equals to minus 2x1 plus 4 minus lambda 1 minus 2 lambda 2 is equals to 0. Okay. What is dou L by dou x2 equals to minus 2x2 plus 4 minus 2 lambda 1 minus lambda 2 is equals to 0. Dou L by dou lambda 1 is equals to minus of x1 plus 2x2 minus 4 plus s1 square is equals to 0. Dou L by dou lambda 2 is equals to minus of 2x1 plus x2 minus 5 plus s2 square is equals to 0. Then dou L by dou s1 is equals to minus 2 times lambda 1 s1 is equals to 0. Dou L by dou s2. So here actually if I take it as 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. So here in equations 5 and 6 we can have s1 is equals to 0 or lambda 1 is equals to 0 and s2 is equals to 0 or lambda 2 is equals to 0. So you will have 4 combinations that means s1 and s2 is 0 or s1 lambda 1, s1 lambda 2 or s2 lambda 1. So with these combinations, you try to solve the other 4. Okay. And out of these 4 solutions, only one solution will follow the will satisfy the Kuhn-Tucker conditions. What is Kuhn-Tucker condition for maximization? Hello. First condition we have proved that for maximization what is that? The function should be a concave function that we have already proved. And the other thing is that all the less than or equal to constraints, okay, should be convex. That means the lambda values, the lambda 1 and lambda because these two now the constraints both of them are less than or equal to constraints. What are the corresponding Lagrangian multipliers? Lambda 1 and lambda 2. So you should get lambda 1 and lambda 2 as positive. You have to take only those, okay? Others is not possible. Okay. So now let me, I will just give you the final result. Okay. What happens with different combinations of this? What is happening? Suppose if I assume lambda 2 and S1 as 0, lambda 2 is equals to 0 and S1 is equals to 0, and try to solve the other 4. Okay, so what I get is X1 is equals to 8 by 5. Okay, and X2 is equals to 6 by 5, and lambda 1 is equals to 4 by 5, and S2 square is equals to 3 by 5. Okay, so this is the first solution by taking that. The second one is, if I take lambda 1 equal to 0, you can try afterwards, and S2 is equals to 0. Okay, no, let me first write lambda 1 is equals to 0 and lambda 2 is equals to 0. Okay, here you get x1 equal to 2 and x2 is equals to 2. Okay, but you get s1 square as minus 1, minus 2. And s2 square as minus 1. Is this a valid solution? Hello? Can we accept this solution? The second one.
No, sir.
Why?
So the square is coming as negative.
Yeah, because we have added positive quantities, but those positive quantities are coming as negative. So this is not possible. Okay. The third is when I take lambda 1 is equals to 0. Okay. And S2 is equals to 0. Okay. So when you solve this, we get x1 equal to 3 by 2. Okay. X2 is equals to 2. S1 square is equals to minus 3 by 2. And lambda 2 is equals to 1 by 2. So this is also not possible because this cannot be a solution because S1 square is becoming negative. Okay, this is negative. So we discard this also. Now the fourth option is S1 is equals to 0 and S2 is equals to 0. When you solve this, what you get is you get x1, the lambda ones which you get, okay, lambda 1 will be equal to 4 by 3 and lambda 2 is equals to minus 4 by 3. I do not know exactly what x1 and x2, what values of x1 and x2 you get, please tell me. By put s1 is equals to 0 and s2 is equals to 0 and solve this for x1 x2 lambda. So lambdas are coming as 4 by 3 and minus 2 by 3. What about x1 and x2? How much? Can anybody tell? What is the x1 and x2 values for this? Hello? Yes, please solve and tell me. Okay. How much is that?
x1 is equal to 2, x2 is equal to 1.
X1 is equals to 2 and x2 is equals to 1. Okay. Is this a valid solution? Low. Does this solution satisfy Cohen-Tucker conditions? What should be the values of lambda for less than or equal to constraints? They should be positive, no? But here we are getting a negative value for lambda 2. So this is a violation of Cohen-Tucker condition. So that's why this is also not valid. The valid one is the first one. Okay. So now I want to know among these two constraints, which constraint is the active constraint? The first constraint or the second constraint?
Sir, where both S1 and S2 are 0.
Where? In the first one. The actual solution is the optimal value occurs here. Okay. So my question is, among these, between these two, S1 and S2, which one will be active? The constraint, which acts as an equality constraint. We have written this now. What is that? Our constraint is x1 plus 2x2 minus 4 plus s1 square is equals to 0, and 2x1 plus x2 minus 5 plus s2 is equals to s2 square is equals to 0. When we solve this, what is the s1 value we are getting at the optimal? It is 0, no?
0.
This you are having 3 by 5. So that means which is active, which I cannot violate, means which has I do not have any scope
First
to
one.
violate.
First
So
one.
the first constraint,
First is
whichever
active.
so the first, this is an active constraint where S1 is 0. This is an active constraint. The constraint corresponding to S1. Okay. So this is an active constraint. Okay. And this is an inactive constraint or redundant. So what is the value of the maximum value which we get? So these are the value x1, these are the x1 and x2 values at which maximum will occur. What is that value? The maximum will be, if you do it, it will come as minus 0.8. Okay, this is how we can solve a constraint minimization problem. Okay, so by making these partial derivatives and see and verifying whether it follows Cohen-Tucker conditions or not. Okay, if they are not followed, then we cannot say that we will have a minimum or maximum. Okay, this is how we can solve it. Is this clear? Hello? Okay. So now let us go to the linear programming problem. So linear programming is a very powerful technique for solving optimization problems where the objective function and the constraints are linear functions of the decision variables. This technique is very important. Is very this technique is very effective or efficient, because as we will when we discuss, we will see that there is no need for us to search the entire domain of the objective function to find out the minimum or the maximum. Okay, so you have to only look at the corners of the feasible region. Okay, the domain. Okay, so only the what is that, the maximum or the minimum occurs only at the corners or at most on one of the sites. Okay, so this makes our computations very simple. There is no need for us to check for the entire domain. Just we have to check at the corners and at which corner we get the maximum or not. So that will give us this. So let us why it happens, let us discuss. So a typical linear programming problem can be expressed as like this. Minimize, we will take the maximization problem. So any problem we can always convert it that into a standard linear programming problem, which I discussed today. Okay, any other alternative, first you have to convert this into the standard form, then only you have to solve. So the standard form, okay, of course different textbooks follow different standard forms, but I am following maximization. That means maximize the objective function z, which is a function of a linear function of decision variables x, c1 x1 plus c2 x2 plus cn xn, where x1 x2 are the decision variables, that is xn are the decision variables, c1 c2 are the coefficients. Okay, subject to the constraints that a11 x1 plus a12 x2 plus a1 n xn is less than or equal to b1, a12 x2 plus a21 x1, sorry, this one. a21 x1 plus a22 x2 plus a2n xn should be less than or equal to this, like this, am1 x1 plus am2 x2 plus amn xn. So here all this a1 a2 a are the coefficients, and b1 b2 b3 bn are positive constants and also x1 x2 x3 all are greater than or equal to 0. This is the standard form of a linear programming problem. Okay, where you have an objective function c1 x1 plus c2 x2 plus cn xn. Okay, subjected to how many constraints are there in this? Hello, how many constraints are there?
M.
There are m
M.
constraints, okay, and there are n decision variables, okay. Any other form, sometimes these b1, b2, b3, b may be a negative quantity, so that also we can convert. So how we convert, we will come later, okay. Similarly, if it is a greater than or equal to constraint, how do we convert it into a less than or equal to constraint? Suppose if it is equal to, then how do we convert it into less than or equal to? So all these modifications we will see in later sections, but first let us see how we can solve this, okay, the standard problem, okay, by doing by using linear programming, okay. So we can convert this we convert this maximize problem, this inequality constraints to equality constraint by adding slack variables. That means we can write maximize, okay, z is equals to c1 x1 plus c2 x2 plus cn xn, okay, subject to the conditions that a11 x1 plus a12 x2 plus a1n xn plus I will add one slack variables, let us say call it as xn plus 1, then it will be equal to b1, okay. Similarly, a21 x1 plus a22 x2 plus a2n xn into xn plus 2 is equals to b2, like this. am1 x1 plus am2 x2 plus amn xn is equals to all bm. What about the sign of this amn x1 plus xn plus m? What about the values of these slack variables which we have added, xn plus 1, n plus 2 and n plus m? Are they positive or they are negative? Hello? All the slack variables which we have added here, xn plus 1, xn plus 2 and
Positive.
so on, they are all positive values. That means here we will add. So now our problem becomes like this: a1, then x1, x2, x3 up to xn, and also xn plus 1 to xn plus m. They are all should be greater than or equal to 0. And we also add the slack variables in the objective function, plus I can write it as cn plus 1 into xn plus 1 plus cn plus 2 into xn plus 2 plus cn plus m into xn plus m. What about the values of these coefficients? Because my original function is only this, okay. If I want to optimize this thing, what should be the values of cn1, cn plus n plus 1, cn plus 1, 2 and cn plus 1m, cn plus m? They should be
0.
0. Okay, so they should be 0. So cn plus 1, cn plus 2, cn plus m should be, or sorry, comma, this is are 0. They are all equal to 0. Okay. So if you see this constraints set, we have how many constraints are there in this? How many constraints?
M.
There are m constraints. How many variables are there in this now? by addition of the slack variables. In these equations set, how many variables are there now to be solved?
N plus M.
N plus
N
m,
plus M.
isn't it? You have n plus m variables, but you have m equations. So if I have to have a unique solution, how many of them in this should be 0? How many of n plus m variables should be 0, okay, to get a unique solution for this?
N variable should be 0.
So n variable should be 0. So you have to now search, okay, for those combinations, okay. That means out of n plus m, I have a choice to make n variables 0, okay. They may be decision variables or they may be slack variables, okay. Only thing is, when you solve this, you pick up that solution, okay, which satisfy all these constraints, but also it maximizes this function, isn't it? There will be so many solutions for this, isn't it? Because I can make x1 as 0, x2 first, xn plus 1, because I have an option to make n variables 0. Let us say first all the decision variables I make 0, okay. When I solve this equation, what do I get? Hello?
Xn plus 1 equal to B1, Xn plus 2 equal
Xn plus 1 is equals to b1, xn plus 2 is equals to b2, n plus m is equals to bm, isn't it? Then what will be the value of the objective function at that solution? When you substitute these values in this, so you have made x1, x2, xn 0, okay, this becomes 0, but these values will have b1, b2, bm, but the cn plus 1, what is cn plus 1? That is 0, no? So what will be the
0.
objective function? It will be 0.
0.
Okay. So now let us say I make the first variable as non-zero, but I make one of this as slack variables as 0. So I will get one solution, isn't it? Like what will be that? X1 will be B1 by A11, and all these are 0, and xn plus 1 is also 0, isn't it? So then I will substitute here. I get the, so I have to pick up the maximum of this. So that will give me the maximum. So if you see here, there is no need for me to really go into the entire domain, but I can still solve it. Okay. So this is how we can, this looks a little abstract now. First, let us take a simple example with two variables, solve it by graphical method, and how we can solve it using linear programming, we will see in the next class. First, let us take a simple problem, okay, where we do it. Let us say I have some piece of land, okay. Let us say I want to grow two crops in this. Let us say crop 1 and crop 2, okay. So the benefit which we get by selling this from crop 1 is, let us say, 5 units per hectare. Okay, from selling crop 2, okay, it is 2 units per hectare. The cost for growing this crop 1 is, let us say, crop 1 is 3 units per hectare, and for crop 2 it is 1 unit per hectare. Okay, and the total amount of area which is available, okay, total area available is 300 hectares. Okay, so the objective is how much area should be irrigated with crop 1 and how much area by crop 2 with crop 2, so that net benefit is maximized. Net benefit means benefit minus cost. So this is how can we pose this as a linear programming problem? Hello?
So first we will assume the areas A1 and A2.
Okay, so let x1 and x2 be the areas, okay, in which x1 is the area in which the crop 1 is grown, and x2 is the area in which crop 2 is grown. Okay, so now what is the net benefit?
Sir,
From crop
2x1 plus
2
1x2.
2 units per hectare, isn't it? And from crop 2 it is 1 unit
1.
per hectare. So what will be the objective function now? The objective
2x1
function will
plus
be
x2.
2 times x1, because per hectare I am getting 2 units. So if I grow in x1 hectares, so the next benefit will be 2x1 plus x2. So this I have
x2.
to maximize, isn't it? So the maximize 2x1 plus x2. What are the constraints?
Sir, x1 plus x2 less than or equal to 300.
So the total area available is 300. So it should be always less than or equal to 300, and the amount of money available is also 300 units. Total. The total area is 200. Okay, the amount of money which is money available for spending is 300. So here this becomes 200. X1 plus x2 is 200. And what else? What is the other constraint? The total money is available is 300 units. What will be the second constraint?
So 3x1 plus x2.
3x, because cost is 3 units per hectare you have to spend. Okay, so it will be 3x1 plus x2 should be less than or equal to 300. Okay, and also x1 should be greater than or equal to 0, and x2 should be greater than or equal to 0. You cannot have negative, isn't it? So this problem can be posed as a linear programming problem. If you see here, your objective function is a linear function of the decision variables x1 and x2. Okay, and also you have the constraints, which are also functions of the linear functions of the decision variables x1 and x2, and these are also positive values. So this is a typical LP problem. We write linear programming as an LP problem. Okay, this we can solve using graphical method also, because there are only two variables. Okay, so in the next class we will start with this. Okay, we will try to solve this using graphical method. Okay, and we try to move further how we can make this problem more general with more than two variables. Then how do we solve this? Okay, so because graphical method we can use only for two variables, but if the number of variables become more, so it's not possible to solve graphically. Okay, so then we need to go for some other techniques. Is it clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is how we can solve it. Okay, we'll stop here. 2 minutes. अब क्या करें?
Excuse me, sir. Hello.
Tell me.
Excuse me, sir.
Sir,
I wanted to ask about the course CN 300 practical problems.
now that actually now you will get one email from the professor Indrajit Ghosh. Okay.
Okay, sir.
He will be asking you to contact the faculty. Okay, you may make a group of 3 or 4 together. Okay. Okay, contact some faculty in which you want to work. Okay, then not more than 4. Okay.
Okay.
Then you give your choice and you inform Indrajit Ghosh. Okay, so and he will make a formal he will be informing you that who will be guides and all those things. Okay, then you start working with those people. First you have to get the consent from those. So start asking some. So first form a group and do this. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So you inform all the other students. This Harshit Gupta is he had asked me, so I told him I would send him tell him on Monday.
Yes, sir.
But today he is absent. Actually, Navid, I don't know. The response is to see 35 students have joined. Now when I see at the end, only 19 are available. Tell me what interest. Then you people will start telling that no, we are हमारा grades ऐसे ठीक नहीं है, जो अच्छे पढ़ते हैं उसको नहीं आते हैं. ये हो रहा है, वो हो रहा है, हम क्या करें बताओ? I am taking attendance. You give attendance and you leave. See, when I see, I keep watching how many are coming and how many are giving. Some students have not even joined so far. I have already taken 7 classes because I missed 2-3 classes. Even then I have 7. Out of 7, there are people who have not even attended once. The students who were sincere, whom I thought were sincere, they are also not attending. So whom to blame? Blame the corona or blame you people? Then you will tests were not conducted properly, quizzes were not taken properly. Okay, not evaluation is not proper. Everything comes into picture when it comes to grading. But when it comes to attending, nobody bothers about the teacher, nobody bothers about anything. I have logged in, that's it. Ho gaya kaam. See, I am seeing it. Now only 12 students are there. It is 17.4. मैंने जब what is that, when I stopped my lecture it was just 1 minute to 5. There were only 19 students. हम क्या कर रहे हैं? वी आर ऑल्सो लूजिंग इंटरेस्ट. जो बढ़ाना है बढ़ा देंगे, कुछ ग्रेड दे देंगे. बी यू बी हैप्पी, आई एम ऑल्सो हैप्पी. Why should we be so serious about what we teach? If the students themselves are not serious about what they want to learn, okay, and everybody says I am very much interested in this course, I want so I want this course. कितने changes हुआ सब में. Oh, I am very much interested in that course, please change my subject to this, to that, that to this. You made me work for almost 15 days. सर मेरा ये नहीं हो रहा है, सर मुझे ये चेंज नहीं हुआ, ये चेंज नहीं हुआ, मुझे इससे वहाँ चेंज करो, वहाँ से यहाँ चेंज करो. और चेंज करने के बाद ये है हालत. whom to blame? इंद्रेश गुप्ता, टेल मी.
Yes, sir.
किसको वो ब्लेम करना है?
So
और बाद
students,
में ईमेल्स आता है डायरेक्टर के पास कि ग्रेडिंग ठीक नहीं हुआ. बताइए. Who is responsible? If somebody studies regularly and sincerely, nobody can stop him from getting good grade. Yeah, Tripathi, Siddharth Mani Tripathi.
Yes, sir.
Am I telling truth or am I bluffing?
The truth.
Truth. ओके. ऐसे ऑफलाइन में भी काफी होते थे, मैंने तो थोड़ा पकड़ लेता था. अब ऑनलाइन में मैं क्या करूं बताओ? कुछ भी नहीं करता हूँ. भगवान भोलेनाथ करके जय भोलेनाथ करना है. व्हाट डू यू से?
So we will try to be more sincere now.
It is not just by telling, by talking, Siddharth Mani. It should come by deeds. आप देख रहे हो ना? देखो, जब मैंने बंद किया, जब स्टार्ट किया 40 स्टूडेंट्स थे, जब मैंने बंद किया 19 आ गया. टेल मी, कैन आई मॉनिटर एवरी मिनट? हो रहा है 2 मिनट. हाँ? So this is the, then afterwards you tell that sir हमारा grades ठीक नहीं आए. Anyway, okay, stop it. So Professor Indrajit Ghosh will send you an email. Meanwhile, you just form a group of 4 and keep contacting in whichever area you want to work. Get the faculty consent and send it to him. We'll prepare a final table and we will let you know. Okay? Indresh
Okay.
Gupta, please inform this to all your batch students. Okay?
Okay, sir. And what will be the final deadline to approach the professors?
Maybe I will give 1 week's time. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Tentatively. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Let us say today is Friday. Today is Monday. No, maybe next
Yes, sir.
Monday. So the entire this week you keep coming, because if some students, if some faculty is overloaded, he may tell no. Okay.
Okay.
It should be see like structures and all where many faculty are there. You should take more projects on that. Okay.
So, sir,
Anyway.
by
Anyway.
next Monday we should we should be in contact
You
with some professor.
by next Monday you should tell us. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So
Thank
please
you, sir.
okay. Okay, bye. Bye.
Hello.
Zafarwa Mutan. Wobano Masale.